Hello my beautiful viewers. Today I want to present to you a recent interview that Andrew Tate has given to BBC, and I want to do a psychological interpretation of this interview. I'm not interested in politics, so this video will focus on everything psychology going on during this interview. So let's start.
You've agreed to do an interview with the BBC today.
Yep.
The material is going to be published on television, on radio, online.
Perfect.
We are doing an interview with you because you're facing some very serious allegations.
Correct.
Okay, so let's start first with the appearance. Seems like your man Andrew Tate is coming back. His dressing is on point. He's wearing his custom tailored suit. He has done something different with his beard. It's more like a Muslim beard. It's just a little longer, unkept type of beard, and it suits him. I don't know what's going on with his hair. I prefer him being shaved head before better, but it's overall a good look. He seems like he's in good spirits. His mood, affect, everything is back to our old Andrew Tate. Now look at the interviewer. I really just don't know if BBC pre-planned it. So look at what she's wearing. Like, she's just blending in, all black and very like subdued. Everything about her is very subdued. Her hair are tight in the back. Nothing like, they seems like very effortless look. They did not put any effort in her appearance. Makeup, very light natural makeup, and seems like she's just sitting in her living room, which I think if it would have been a little more professional look would have made this interview better. Also, her affect is flat. So what is a flat affect? When a person does not show any emotions. You don't see any emotions on their face. They don't smile, they don't like get surprised, nothing like that. So the only emotion that she showed was in the beginning of the interview that I personally noticed. And if you notice any other emotions, please mention in the comment section. And it was her smile when she started the interview. Also, her body language is really closed off, like she's sitting like this, a little hunched over, and her hands like this, and she has her legs crossed over, which a lot of women do. So very closed off body language. And when we see a closed off body language, it shows they are in emotional and psychological distress. There's a lack of trust going on. They may be fearful or anxious. So if she had a more open body language, it could have changed the whole dynamic of the interview. Let's move on to another clip.
No women are coming out against me and accusing me of doing it. The current investigation, which I cannot discuss, which I know intimately and you don't, I can tell you right now that the women who are in this case file, there are 2 American women who have been caught already admitting they're lying, and then nobody else is accusing me of anything.
That is actually very true. In a lot of cases when a victim, especially girl, is kidnapped, kept captive or raped, she does not see herself as a victim. In fact, there is a psychological phenomena called Stockholm syndrome that happens when the victim starts to develop positive feelings and sometimes even romantic emotional attachment towards the captor, kidnapper, or abuser. It is named after an incident that actually happened in Sweden, Stockholm in 1973.
Honest conversation with you while we're in the territory of Romania about illegal cases going on within Romania. I have to protect myself. I've agreed to do an interview with you, and I want to be as honest.
Actually, I was very surprised that Andrew Tate has agreed to this kind of an interview with such a big channel, BBC, while he still have an active legal case. So definitely it was very brave of him.
Let me read you then what you have said about what you have done.
Sure.
You have said, my job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, get her to fall in love with me to the point where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together.
So I do remember him saying things similar to this on multiple occasions, and he has made some very misogynic, outrageous statements. So there is no doubt about it. And if you don't believe me, if you have a completely different opinion and you're an Andrew Tate fan and you think he is an angel, then just research. I googled misogynic influencer, and if you Google it, let's see whose name comes first. So if everyone is saying something, it is for a reason. Everyone cannot be wrong. If majority is saying this, it has to be for a reason.
I'm asking you a question.
Correct, but you're not the boss here, because I've allowed you into my house.
I'm asking you the question.
Correctly, and I'm telling you.
You get to decide the answers.
No, we're equal here. I've allowed you into my house. You don't come here with a position of authority. I'm doing you the favor as legacy media, giving you relevance by speaking to you.
Okay, so here Andrew Tate is just being Andrew Tate, talking over her. But I do agree with him and disagree with him. So he's saying that we are equal and I should be able to ask questions and this and that, but she's the one taking the interview, so she's the one who is supposed to be interviewing him. He's not the one interviewing her, so she is not supposed to answer his questions. However, at the same time, I think the interviewer or the journalist, her approach wasn't very appropriate. It seemed like a very hostile kind of situation in which all her questions were very interrogative. They were not very suited for a journalist. Since he agreed to give this interview, her stance should be more open-minded and unbiased. Seems like when she came here, she had a pre-planned agenda on what kind of questions she's going to ask, and she's not going to hear his side of story. Whenever someone is interviewing a person, they have to give them a chance to tell the world their side of the story. However, here she is just asking very interrogative kind of questions, and she's not a police, she's not a lawyer, she's not an interrogator, she is a journalist. So if she would have asking more open-ended question and was giving him a chance to speak his side of the story and his experience in jail, everyone would be very interested in hearing those, because we did not get to hear a lot of that, and then it would not have felt like such a question answer kind of situation. It would be more like open, free-flowing conversation where they both are talking to each other and are having a conversation.
I'm anti-drugs. I've never pushed drugs or any I'm anti-drugs, I'm anti-violence. The UK is facing a knife crime epidemic, and they're going to sit here and say that I'm the most dangerous man in the UK.
Okay, so he is saying I'm anti-drug, I'm anti-violence, this and that, but no one is accusing him of selling drugs. He always been accused of being a misogynistic influencer, and right now his crimes are, I don't exactly know, but I believe rape and sex trafficking. That's what the allegations are. Obviously, he's not, according to here, he's not charged with anything, but there's an open case against him for rape, sexual trafficking, and you can see the beginning of the interview. No one is saying that he is a drug dealer, so I don't know why he is defending himself of something no one is accusing him of. So here I would say he's just using diversion, and he's just like diverting the question so he doesn't have to answer the thing that journalist is asking.
No, you said you're the most dangerous man in the world. Is that some kind of proof that I'm dangerous? Am I Dr. Evil now? I'm telling you that it's very upsetting that you're going to sit here and that certain organizations in the world are going to try and pretend that I'm the biggest force of evil on earth when I'm genuinely a force for good. I'm genuinely a force for good.
So I agree, people say things, but you have to look at those things in context. You cannot just take one sentence out of the conversation and then go against that person. It's all about the context, what kind of context it was said in. Was everyone joking, and was it sarcastic? Was sarcasm involved? The setting. So all of those things have to be considered.
But it comes with a side order of misogyny.
How does having a Bugatti and a cigar come with misogyny?
He definitely has promoted and even glamorized rich guys having multiple females. He has said it so many times. And just because he's saying it doesn't make it right. There are a lot of rich, successful men who are not promoting it. So I don't think this is a side order of misogyny that come with success and fame. It's what he is promoting.
I do understand with my massive influence, and I am now the one of the most influential people on the planet, that I do have to be slightly more careful with things I say. I'm not going to disagree with that.
So I'm so glad that he made this point and he understood that he cannot just say things an average man is saying because of the influence he had on human population. He's a very big influencer, so anything he will say hold a lot of weight. So he has to be careful in what he is saying. And I do agree that he has said a lot of things about protecting women, and I've seen a lot of those clips. He even lately has been saying things about providing for women. However, I yet have to see him saying something about respecting women. I do agree women want and need protection from men. However, they also want respect from a man. Overall, in the end, I want to say that his demeanor throughout the interview was really good. I admired and respected how he handled all these very hostile, charged questions, and he treated her with respect, and he never lose his temper. He stayed very calm and genuine and true to himself and true to what we know Andrew Tate for. So overall, he handled this interview really well, and I believe that the journalist could have done a better job in this interview. I'm surprised that a big news channel like BBC would send a journalist. I'm pretty sure they trained her to do all this, but they could have done a better job for sure. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.